Hello everybody, I'm Nick, that's short for Necromancer, and welcome to today's Fallout New Vegas stream. Last time, we did a lot of gambling in the casinos to get money. And then I got all these cybernetic upgrades from the New Vegas clinic and became rather powerful. I mean, not super duper powerful, but, you know, I'm pretty great, I guess. Anyway, today, I've decided we are going to focus on doing some companion quests. Because I just want to get that done. Because at the end of the game, there's going to be a little slideshow that shows stuff you did. And I want the companions to have happy endings. So yeah, we'll start with some of the ones I've done before. And then if there's time afterwards, see if there is anything else. Start work on the new ones that I haven't done before. So, let us get on in. Let me just scooch here. And then move the overlay to here. Again. Update. On work. Show. I want to show. Yeah, sorry, please. Yeah, I want to show up. Show start stream. Yeah. There it's thing. Oh, there we go. Finally got it to work. No clue what happened there, honestly. Okay. Let's get on in. Continue. Yes, sir, Bob. Okay, first I'm also going to be moving. Gotta move this window so I can see stuff. Outside doesn't affect you guys, but it affects me. Okay. Right, here we are. They're the aliens. They're dead now. Okay. So, first guy I'm thinking of dealing with is, Raoul. Strip North Gate. Up, up, up. Raoul's quest is, from my memory, fairly easy. You basically just have to walk with him to certain places and have him near you during certain NPCs.
Where to, partner?
Okay, I saw Raoul, just double checking stuff around.
Oh, it's you. You need something repaired or something? Anything's better than staying here. Let's go.
High roller, sweet.
And I might have a snow globe, I forget.
Well, hello, sugar. You do?
There we go.
Why, that's just wonderful. I'll take it and put it with the rest of the collection.
Penthouse floor.
Okay, back down to the casino.
Floor.
And back out here. They're probably back in the suite, ain't they? Ugh.
Where to, partner?
What's up?
Right behind you, boss.
Okay, and you follow.
High roller suite.
Get back to casino.
Casino floor.
Okay. Now to look up where Raul wants to go. Okay, from B. Raul quest. Okay, it's loading. Okay, yeah. Okay. Okay, okay. Okay, so definitely know where two of them are off the top of my head. So let's start with the one in Novak. There we go. Oh god, my bit rate's awful. Yeah. Straight up in the red. Ugh. Yeah. That is not good. Internet should be fine. Yeah. Okay, I guess we'll just see how far behind it lags. It's too crunchy, then oh well.
Hey, welcome. What's new?
So yeah, I'm just gonna
Better
talk
days.
to him,
I hope
but we already did that, so I'm gonna skip through a bunch of stuff.
Them. Hell. Was with.
Up, 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 up. Up, 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 up.
Never been a big fan of gangs like the Fiends, boss. I'm glad they're gone.
Yeah, I'm actually a bit paranoid about the bit rate. So, yeah, I think I'm gonna end stream here and then splice this into a different VOD. Because I don't want it to end up too crunchy. Yeah. So yeah, sorry about the super duper short stream. Very sorry, but Not much I can do about that. Oh, wait, actually, no, never mind. My bitrate seems to have gone in the green. After doing that, after saying all that, so back to talking.
What can I do for you, boss?
Okay. Can you tell me more of your stories?
That's what I love about you, boss. Your firm belief that one day you'll actually remember things people tell you. What do you want to hear about? Anything to hold your attention.
Tell me about yourself.
Sure, boss. What?
How are you?
I'm starting to think you haven't been paying attention, boss. Raul Alfonso Tejada, former gunslinger and sole survivor of Hidalgo Ranch, at your service. Sure.
How'd you end up at Black Mountain, actually? Yeah, that's a good question.
Well, boss, when a giant, insane super mutant asks you to stay put, you do what you're told. Well, maybe you don't. But I'm just a broke-down old man.
Yeah, but how'd she find you?
It's stupid, boss. I used to listen to the radio broadcast, just to pass the time. Well, one day the signal stopped, so I figured I'd try to find a transmitter. I'm a pretty good repairman. Or I was before my eyes started to go. Anyway, I found Black Mountain and offered my services. But Tabitha decided I was useful enough to keep around. Permanently.
Okay.
What can I do for you, boss?
Questions?
Questions, boss? You mean you don't know everything there is to know already?
Tell me anything about Mr. House?
Just how old do you think I am, boss? Because I can pretty much guarantee I'm older than that. Let me tell you a story from before the Great War. Everybody knew Robert House. He was a genius, a superstar. Founded Robco at 22. Dated Hollywood starlets, the works. They say he saved Las Vegas. I was in Mexico City when the bombs dropped. Even from there, we could see House's defensive rockets shooting down the incoming missiles. Everybody assumed he died in the war. Maybe he did. But his robots are still out there roaming the waste. And now, a Mr. House rules New Vegas.
Maybe there's a connection. Yeah, can you remember anything else about Robert House?
I remember there were some weird stories about him, especially near the end. There was a tell-all in El Periódico de las Aburridas by a starlet House dated. She said they never, don't make me spell it out, boss. Anyway, she said all he wanted to do was scan her brain and make her dress up in different outfits.
And some other questions.
You're a...
Take on the NCR.
They're all right, I suppose. Had a bit of a tough going there at the beginning. You know their first town was nearly wiped out by raiders. Anyway, they got their good points and their bad. Just like a lot of the old governments from before the war.
Caesar's Legion?
I don't really have a problem with it. People around here tend to see them as invading marauders planning to burn and pillage the countryside. But I've been to Arizona, boss. Before the Legion, it was a nasty place. So thick with raiders you couldn't trade with a town 2 miles up the road. Caesar's laws aren't nice, and their actions aren't always pretty. But then neither am I. But you keep me around. You're a veritable geyser of curiosity, boss.
Vegas.
It's big, it's bright, and it's one of the biggest cities still left from before the war. Well, mostly anyway. Used to be just a curiosity. The buildings were pre-war, but it's just as full of raiders and barbarian tribes as any place else. Then Mr. House took over, got the power turned back on, and got the tribes reformed into something civilized. And now they run his casinos for him.
Yeah, okay. Okay, I may have already talked to you. I won't resort to console commands until after I visit all three people and see if nothing happens. This game is buggy like that. Okay. Okay. Yep. Go there. Got a call. Ugh. Sorry. Still have a bit of a cough.
Isn't that bomber a beauty? Thanks so much for making an old man's dreams come true. No, those aren't for outsiders to use. Leave them alone.
Okay.
Anything else you need?
What can I do for you, boss? That's what I love about you, boss. Your firm belief that one day you'll actually remember things people... That's a good thing to see, huh, boss?
Ah, okay, there we go. What are you talking about?
That loyal guy. He's getting up there in years, but he still finds a way to make himself useful to his people. If you ask me, that's better than withering away all alone or holding on to some faded piece of glory from your past.
Yep.
Yeah, that's what I thought too.
What's on your mind?
Old history, boss. After the fire, I knew my sister and I couldn't stay at Hidalgo Ranch anymore. The refugees still wanted me dead. They even put a bounty on me. I remember how scared Rafaela was. I told her if she came with me, we'd see the vaqueros. She used to love the rodeo, especially the trick rider. We figured maybe we could find help in Mexico City. We were young. We didn't know what had happened, really. We didn't understand about the bombs.
Yeah, wasn't it basically annihilated?
I don't think it was as hard hit as DC or Bakersfield. But it was bad enough. By the time we got there, the city was a radioactive ruin. Still, the city was full of looters, already forming into the beginnings of raider tribes. Crime was bad before the war, but now it was a nightmare. We were living like scavengers, scraping by on what little food we could find, always looking for medicine for my burns. And then, of course, the radiation started to kick in, turning me into this handsome devil you see before you. You're a poet of understatement, boss. But there were moments it was almost worth it. I still remember finding that novelty costume shop. I was just looking around for something I could slice up to wrap my burns when I saw the vaquero outfit hanging on the rack like it hadn't been touched. I took it, not like anybody else needed it, you know, and wore it back to our camp. Rafaela laughed for the first time since the bombs had fallen.
Was it dangerous to dress up so noticeably?
It was. I started to build up a legend. Sometimes it headed off trouble, but most of the times it just started more. Young punks looking to prove themselves would come looking for me, but my eyes were sharp and my guns were quick. For a while, it seemed like we might even survive there, until Rafaela.
Oh.
She went out to find some food one day. I was sick, so I stayed at her camp. I guess it must have been the beginning of radiation poisoning. Anyway, it was supposed to be safe, but some raiders happened to pass through where she was scavenging. I won't speak of what they did to her. When I found her body, the only way to recognize her was this funny little scar on her knee from when she was a little girl.
It's terrible.
Terrible doesn't begin to cover it, boss. I let my whole family down. First the ranch, now Rafaela. I was the last Tejada. I guess maybe I went a little crazy then. I took my guns and went back to that market. I didn't have many bullets, but I had enough. After the raiders were dead, I salvaged what I could from the store. I was tired. I just wanted to be alone forever.
So what'd you do?
I left Mexico City behind. I made my way out to the Gulf Coast. Eventually, I found an old Petro Chico refinery nobody had claimed. I stayed there for a little while, and I thought a lot about my life. I thought about the guns I'd lived by, and what they'd gotten me. I decided my guns hadn't gotten me anything, and it was time to give it up. I took off the old vaquero outfit and put on a Petro Chico jumpsuit. The name tag said Miguel, so I started using the name myself. Eventually, I made it to Arizona. That's another story, boss. What can I do for you, boss?
Okay. And with that, now we have one more guy. Okay. So boop, boop, and boop. Where is Corporal Sterling, I believe? Yeah, Corporal Sterling. Okay, I think now he's at Camp Forlorn Hope. Corporal? Okay, where is he?
Patrolling the Mojave almost makes you wish for a nuclear winter.
Yeesh. These soldiers look how I feel, boss.
Okay. I won't be in the med tent. There you are.
Best you don't worry about us. We'll watch your back. Best you don't worry about us. We'll watch your back. Best you don't worry about us. We'll watch your back. Best you don't worry about us. We'll watch your back.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to use commands. Because he's here now, and I can't properly
Best you don't worry
talk to
about
him.
us. We'll watch your back.
Hey,
Which stinks. So, let me look up what damn codes are. And no, boop. Yeah. Okay. Found the thing. Let me just copy down the command. And this other one. Okay. So first has to be done in an inside area. Okay. And now just gotta move notepad so that's somewhere I can actually read it. There we go. Okay. Set OOE61A5 in quotes. Got met Ranger Andy 21.
What can I do for you, boss? Sure, boss.
Hey,
What can I do for you, boss?
Hey, is it not working? There we go. I'm sure they would appreciate me firing off rockets inside camp to take out those flies. Oh, oh sorry, Eddie. Wrong friend.
What can I do for you, boss?
Okay. In that case, let me set that to 2. Walk around a bit.
What can I do for you, boss?
Okay, I guess that's fine. Let me try other variable. And for Sterling. There. Okay, go on there, Met. Or poor Al Sterling to 1.
What can I do for you, boss? Got a second to talk, boss?
Ah, there we go. Sure, what's on your mind?
Meeting Corporal Sterling, well, it kind of got me thinking. Here's a guy that's been beat all to hell, right? I mean, he could have retired from the service, but instead he signs back on and does what he can. You think he did the right thing?
I think it's good that he devoted his life to his duty.
You think so, boss? Because I remember a time when a lot of people stuck to their duty no matter what. It ended with nuclear bombs falling on my hometown.
Okay.
I left everything when I left Mexico. My home, my family, my name, even my face. I know it's surprising, boss, but I wasn't always just handsome. As far as the world knows, I was Miguel, and I was okay with that. I headed north for a while, and ended up in Tucson. Not Tucson, by the way. Things were good there. Well, maybe not good, but better than Mexico City anyway. I found myself a little shack, started fixing things.
Fixing things?
Well, sure, boss. I was always good at fixing things. Some I fixed for the town, some I fixed for other people, some I fixed just for the hell of it. It's a better way to use your hands than killing. And even then, I wasn't getting any younger or faster. I lived there for a long time, kept to myself, didn't get into any fights. Hell, the only reason I even kept my guns oiled was professional pride.
Why aren't you still there then?
Getting there, boss. I'd been in Tucson. The locals can call it Tucson all they want, but it's Tucson, damn it. About 75 years when she showed up. Prettiest thing you ever saw, boss. Maybe it was just a trick of my senile brain, but I swear she looked just like my Rafaela. Her name was Claudia. She ended up taking work at one of the brothels in town. I never went to her, of course. How could I? But I looked after her in my own way.
What happened?
This was a long time ago, before Caesar's Legion pacified Arizona and brought the raider tribes to heel. A tribe came into Tucson one day. More a gang, really. Dirty Dave and his 6 brothers. They were looking for bullets, and I sold some to them. I figured if I did that, they'd leave town before they tore it up too much.
But they didn't.
No, boss. No, they didn't. As I was saying, I hoped they'd leave the town in peace. Instead, they decided to stop at Claudia's brothel to take the edge off. I don't know which one of them got rowdy first, but by the time I heard the screams and got my guns, it was too late. They shot up the brothel, killed 4 girls, and taken Claudia for their sport.
Did you rescue her?
I went after Dave and his brothers. They had a head start, but they slept nights. I didn't. Took me 3 days to catch up to them. Claudia was dead when I got there. They put a bullet in each of her eyes. I couldn't do anything except avenge her, just like Rafaela. I charged into the middle of their camp and started firing. 2 of them were dead before they knew I was there. The other 5, though, they shot the shit out of me. I would have died, I think, if I wasn't so full of rage.
How'd you survive?
By being a meaner old cuss than the rest of them, boss. I wanted to keep living until they weren't. So I just kept shooting until they were all dead. I was in pretty bad shape in the end, though. I don't know how long I laid there, with the sun baking me and the buzzards chomping at me. Eventually, I got the strength to start moving. Some long time after that, I managed to drag my carcass back to town.
What happened then?
When I recovered, more or less anyways, I left Tucson and headed west. I ran into Tabitha at Black Mountain, and well, the rest you know. I swore I was done with the gunslinging life. I was too old, too slow, and too beat up to protect anyone anymore. I thought I was done forever, but after traveling with you, I realized I've always had my doubts.
Doubts?
About whether I still had what it took to carry my pistols proudly, to use them to do what's right. And now that I've been traveling with you for a while, you made me realize that I could still do that. Maybe I'm not as tough as I used to be, but my brains can make up for that. And my hands are still quick enough. It's time to put the guns back on.
I don't have the speech to do that, so this it is.
You can bet on that, boss.
Yep, alright. And I don't have revolvers. I'm gonna increase his revolvers. Okay, that's cool. And that's a Raul's quest done. Okay. Now I'm just going to dismiss him. Boop, boop.
What can I do for you, boss? Sure, I'll just pull a toolbox out from behind a conveniently placed rock and get to work.
Very funny.
Talk to me at my shack.
Ta.
What can I do for you, boss? Good call. I mean, if that's what you really want, boss.
Tell me about the Lucky 38.
Hey, as long as you're not asking me to go back to Black Mountain, I'm a happy old man.
Okay. So, there was a roll done. Okay. Just a sec. Ah! Okay. Okay. Now, I think what we'll do is cast this quest. But first, I've never tried this. So I'm gonna try this. The reason I've never tried it is because you can say no. But okay. Okay, let me get some more hidden. Okay, let's try a... Where is Stealth Boy? There we go, got 6.
Hey!
Okay, I didn't know I could get detected like that. Okay, let's try that again. Okay. Seriously, can we stop naming the Vendortron Vendortron? Tron, let's give the thing a proper name like Bob. We're not calling it Bob. Let's vote on it at the end of the week. Please, please, please come up with something decent. Camp McCarran, order blah blah blah. Okay. Persona non grata. Okay. Please don't kill anyone. There we go.
Hello.
And let's talk to
Welcome,
Venturtron.
sir. Or I am.
Okay, let's see. What you got? Soft Escher. Okay, I'm only about halfway to buying you. Soon, though. Soon. Yeah, that has 12. Misks, eh. Oh wait, it's crafting items, actually. Duct tape. Okay. What else? What else? Scroll back up. Okay, nope, nothing in there. Here, though, I could also reload on some stuff. What you got? What you got? Bunch of those. Those don't want time. Those just sound like a bad idea. Okay. Mini nukes, I'll only really bother getting them after I get the cool mini nuke, just to save money. Okay, missiles. Don't care about high velocity, really. High explosive, yeah. Velocity, eh. High, yes. Extra value. Okay. And let's see what I have to sell. Okay, let's see. No. Didn't that. Hmm. Anything here? No. Okay. Oh. Random ammo. Let's go. Not selling those. Okay, that's good. It's like most of my money, but ammo's important. Okay, and may as well check that one off the list. So go over here, just a sec, got a cough. Ugh. Okay. I'll also use this. Work MFC. So first off, see if there's any recycles. Okay, good. Cover that. Okay.
Hey there.
And let's also just see what you have. Ah, you have a bunch of those. Ah, cool, a thermic lance. Often regarded as the best melee weapon in the game. Yeah, may as well pick those up. Hmm. Okay, good, good. There you are.
Welcome back. The gun runners detected an intruder roaming around, so they'll likely be aware of the theft soon enough. This unfortunate circumstance will prevent us from immediately using their blueprints to...
I'm going to do this. I blame Eddie for taking fire, for shooting those random people. Save. Go here. Get the stealth boy. There we go. And just read these in case the character learns something. Okay. Okay, now if they yet learn when I turn it in, it'll be bullshit.
Welcome, sir.
And just gonna do the shopping again. Actually, nah. Boop. Go here. You had surgical tubing, though, so I will buy from you.
Hey there. You look.
Okay. Weapons, barrel, aid. Got some of those. Okay. There we go. And may as well get explosives from here. Okay.
Welcome back. I hear it's business as usual at the Gunrunners, as if nothing unusual happened. Excellent work. We'll be able to use the schematics you acquired to begin manufacturing our own weapons immediately. We'll provide some to you at a discount.
Okay. And Henry Jameson.
Yes, I understand that he's decided to quit outright and not even ask for compensation. I'm a bit curious what exactly you said to him. Then again, perhaps I'd rather not know. Thank you all the same. I'm very happy to be rid of that man.
Okay, goodbye. Okay, cool. Now, let's go pick up Cass. There we go. Sec, gonna mute to cough. Ugh. Ugh. Okay. Okay. Run on in here. May as well see if you have new cards for sale.
Background? Take a look.
Okay, no cards. What else is there? Yeah, let's see. Always use more stim packs. Okay, that's good. And I just noticed that I think I can play Caravan with you.
Background? Just... What, Caravan? Alright, I'll give it a go. Haven't exactly got much of a line of folks to serve.
Okay. Ooh, 2405. Sorry, is 2888. Okay, there we go. Let's play. Up. Okay, 3 descents. Never mind. Okay, get there. And may as well mess you up, get rid of that. And get rid of that. There we go. Got a 9. Another jack. Finally, a 7. Okay, if I do that and a queen, okay. Yeah, queen and a 9. There we go. Big pot. And quick save. Let's see if we can do that again.
Background? Alright, go on.
Okay. You have a lot of money. Okay. Okay, let's go. There. You were thinking. Put you there. Whoops. Oh well. I win. Nice, nice. One more.
Background? Just my luck.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you're getting piddly now. Still gotta play. That'll be the last one, I swear. Okay. Okay. That. Boop. 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 Okay. Yeah, let's remove this 8. Yeah, and then the 7. Good. And I can do a 7 queen 9 right here. Look at that, there's the 9. Okay, but boop. And just need to jack away this so that it's no longer 26. And I win. Okay, that's all I needed from you. Now, Cass.
Just trim the Van Graff family tree. I think Freeside'll breathe a little easier now. Now, on to settle accounts with Alice McLafferty. Putting her down? That would suit me just fine. Can't wait to see the look on her face when I show up. She'll know why.
Oh no. Because the Van Graffs are dead for some reason. For some reason, it's just skipped so much of her quest, and now there's no context for it. So for background, basically, what I was supposed to do is talk her into selling to McLafferty. She is then has no purpose and decides to just hang around and be a follower. Then wants to investigate one of her caravans that burned down. Okay, finds that instead of being burned down, it was vaporized, which is weird. Investigate some other ones, find traces of energy weapons and stuff, which leads to the Van Graffs. So go there, go to their computer, find out that was the Van Graffs that did it at the Crimson Caravan's dollar. So then she wants to take revenge on both of them.
Music to my ears. You come around like a bad habit.
Okay.
They want to buy Cassidy caravans? Don't they know it's burned to ash? No. Even times being what they are. Not sure I'm looking to sell. Even for all the whiskey in Reno. Mojave happened. Hit by raiders packing some heavy firepower. Can't believe the Crimson Caravan haven't heard. So if you want to buy all of Cassidy caravans, you're looking at it. And what I got in my pockets. Still, as little as that is, not looking to sell. If someone came up to you and offered you 1,000 caps for your name, would you take it? Actually, you know what? Fuck it. I don't want to hear your answer anyway. Point is, I made the caravan what it is. It's mine. Alice McLafferty, eh? No, I see the zeros, and I know she's good for them. Still, it's not about the money. Dad'd spin like a twister if he ever heard I sold our name for anything.
Are you sure?
Look, I know you came all this way, and that takes some drive, especially these days. Just doesn't feel right. Trading history for a slip of paper.
This outpost is the last place I want to be trapped.
That's a good point. It's the caravan clearance that's got me stuck here. I'm sure this bar's getting tired of propping me up. Give me that paper. I'll put my name to it. No sense trying to hold the past between your fingers when it's nothing but dirt. All right. There you go. Caravan's yours. Feel kind of relieved, actually. Guess I didn't realize how much I was carrying around with just the name.
What will you do now?
No idea. Maybe head back west? Though the idea of heading back there with my tail between my legs isn't appealing.
You can come with me.
Go with you? And why the hell would I do that?
Why not?
So you're looking for someone to help, not just tag along. Huh. Walking the Mojave with you can't be any worse than here, that's for sure. All right, I'm in.
Yippee.
Feels good not to have to drag a Brahmin train across the Mojave.
Welcome back.
Okay.
Very good. On occasion, it's proven to be more profitable in the long run to simply buy out the competition. And this is one of those occasions.
Anything else?
Something has actually come up. A prospector recently came through here and spent a lot of caps on supplies. Closer inspection of these caps has revealed them to be brand new. This is a problem. The most likely source of these new caps is the old sarsaparilla bottling plant. Go there, locate the bottle cap press, and disable it.
Okay. Let us go do that while we wait for Cass to quest trigger. Actually, let's talk to her.
Well, now that I'm free of the outpost, was wondering if you'd mind making a detour. I'd like to pay my respects to the end of Cassidy caravans. Check out the site where they died. Upside of Vegas, here, Tal. Trapped at the Mojave outpost, so I wasn't able to run there when I heard. Been weeks since it was hit, so the site's probably a Cazador nest by now.
How'd you get word of it?
Got word back on what happened from Rangers. Guess they found enough in the wreckage to identify it.
Think there's anything left?
Only wishful thinking on my part, most likely. At the least, I'd like to pay my respects. I got them into this mess. I owe them that much.
Okay.
Thanks. I appreciate it. Some of the caravan might be ash, but we were expecting raiders and over-inquisitive NCR border guards. There might be something left. If I'm there with you, shouldn't be hard to spot. and I'd prefer to see the bodies with my own eyes. Ask him.
Where'd you get that pendant?
Gift from my dad, along with my name. Rose of Sharon Cassidy. Mom said he got the name out of some old world book about dirt pilgrims. Name sure sounds sweet, though. Anyway, pendant's a little rose. Originally thought it was one of Mom's tribal necklaces, but no. Came from Dad.
Mom was tribal?
You know, like one of the tribes from the east. We got them out west, too. NCR's herding them up, though, domesticating them. Mom was from east of the Colorado, though. Not sure what tribe. Was before the time Caesar rounded them up, made them legion. She walked a hell of a way until she crossed paths with my dad, and he convinced her to stop walking. And lucky for me, he was a horny old bastard.
That's...
Didn't ask Mom to elaborate. Never heard her complain about his bedroom behavior. Only complain he wasn't around to do it no more.
Tell me about your dad.
Not much to tell. He ended up walking east one day when I was young and never came back. Not a family deserter like some, though. Mom died waiting for him, and she had me to raise. She was sick, but she held off dying until I was old enough to be getting into trouble with the boys. As for Dad, I figure he just got himself lost or dead. Happens. And I'm not all boo-hoo about it, so save your glass for someone who's crying.
Any idea why he went east?
Not a clue. When he left, I was too in my crib to understand why, and around the time Mom passed, I was too into my teens to listen. Got his name, got this pendant, and that's about it.
Where'd you learn to shoot?
Short of caps is what taught me mostly. Ammo's expensive, so I learned to make every shot count. And hear tell my dad was a crack shot, so I don't want to dirty the family name. Not out of pride. Respect.
Where'd you learn how to handle dynamite?
Dynamite's for when you don't have enough bullets, want to clear a pass or scare off geckos from a caravan. Some of Twister's out of the divide can block off a pass in no time, so you learn how to handle powder so you don't get trapped somewhere. Any event, I prefer shooting if it comes down to an argument. Don't worry, I'll carry my weight if a disagreement arises.
Any other weapons?
What, you mean like spears? No, none of that. Mom was a tribal, but she didn't teach me anything like that.
Other questions? How'd you get started in the caravan business?
Started? Took to it like a fish to water. Well, if you know what a fish is.
What the hell is a fish?
It's this slimy, scaled thing. Like a lake lurk, except no legs. Well, most times. They're like birds, except they stay underwater. Anyway, I've seen pictures. One guy even had one above his bar in Reading, except it was made of pre-war plastic. He used to say it could sing, but I figured he was on a jet rush.
Okay. So you just started?
Actually, it sort of fell on me. My feet get antsy if I stay in one place, like the Mojave Outpost. It was driving me crazy, that feeling of being trapped there. So, thanks for that.
So you traveled a lot.
Yeah. West, east, and passed through places enough times people would sometimes pay me some caps to take something to the next town.
Oh, like a courier?
Well, not as glamorous, I guess. Roads back west were safer in most places. Most. Anyway, occurred to me I could scratch the traveling itch and get paid for it. Cassidy caravans formed around me. Rest is history.
Okay, what else is there? Okay. Now let's go to the bottling plant. And just make sure that's the right weapon. Good, that's Thump Thump. That in case the enemies respawned. Doesn't seem like it, but you never know. I went here very early. Okay, yeah, it seems like it's fine. Okay. All cap press, strip all important bits. Yippee. And let's talk to Bastus while we're at it.
Howdy, partner. Welcome to the headquarters of the Sunset Sarsaparilla Company. Wrangle up a stool and listen to old Festus jaw a while. If you and old Festus are old pals, say a command now. Otherwise, say, pleased to meet you, and we'll get acquainted. Or, if you have more important things to do than talk to old Festus, say goodbye.
Okay. Okay, let's deposit.
It looks like you've got a fair number of stars in your saddlebags. You're still a few cards short of a hand, though.
Ah, darn it. Oh well. Okay. And now that we've stripped that bottle press so that no new bottle caps can be made.
Welcome back. Good. I'm sure you were thorough. Here's your payment for a job well done. It's been a pleasure.
Ooh, yippee. NCR fame. Ooh. I can almost... Can I buy it now, actually?
Welcome, sir.
Weapons. And just a sec. Everything on my other monitor minimized. I need to make sure the stream didn't crash. Okay, good. Nothing crashed. Good, good. Still recording, still streaming. Everything is fine. Okay. Ishtar. Look at that. I'm just enough. Hehehe. Okay. I sell now. As now I can use mini nukes. That I don't actually need anymore, so... Boop. What else is there? Yeah, I'm pretty much never gonna use those. Okay, good, good. Now, let's go buy some ammo. Start with the stuff I will definitely use. Okay. Okay.
Come back.
Where are you running, Cass? Why? Okay. Seven should be ish. There we go. Oh. Ugh. Okay, now 5 is grenades I can craft. I can make that 6, honestly. Here's Esther. Esther's bonus is added. And let's just do test fire. That wasn't very interesting. That's more like it.
Hey there. Need anything? Sure.
Okay, let's see what you got. 7s and 9s. Those are useful. Yeah, okay. Okay, now let's go back to Heartache by the number. Set. Okay. Damn, that was a mess up. Ugh, sorry about that. Could go over there, but ants.
And then the fight started.
Found an ant mound. Okay, I'll be back here later then. And run on over this way. Ba-ba-ba.
God, there's almost nothing left. Looks like whoever it was just in the mood for killing. Most of the cargo's ash, too. Not burned, looks like disintegrated. When I heard the reports, I assumed ash meant burned. So close to the Vegas wall, too. Don't that beat all? Must have happened during the day, though. They hadn't made a camp.
Why would they have done it during the day?
No idea. Maybe catch the sun in their eyes? Maybe they wanted the caravan to come to them, walk into an ambush. We should check the wagon. They may not have got everything. Whatever we find, it's yours. Least I can do for hoofing it all this way with me. You know what? What happened to my caravan Not the first time I've heard about an attack like that. One of our caravans got hit a few months back, and the caravan been burned too, along with the cargo. I wonder if he made the same mistake, and that other caravan got hit with energy weapons too.
Wanna check it?
Yeah. It's a ways though. Hell of a...
Over here. Already found it though.
More energy weapons hit this caravan. Place has been picked clean. This is Brotherhood level murder here. But they don't do things like that. This was done with a purpose. Let's poke around a bit, see what we can find. Might be something in the wreckage. What's that? Looks like a map. Got the route along the west of Vegas, and they've marked another spot. Over here along this stretch. That's fucked up. Middle of nowhere.
Wanna check it out?
Yeah. Something's wrong. It's not any closer than the first. So if you'd rather let...
Okay, go to the pump station, because that's the closest location. Get those. Okay, get that one and that one. There we go. Wiped them off the map. Ooh, combat armor.
Another caravan burned. Except someone made camp here. And I never heard about this attack. Let's look around. Something stinks.
Let me just... Here. Actually, I don't need to repair it. It's not that damaged yet. Okay, and okay. And make a tourniquet.
That does it. That's all I need to know. Crimson Caravan and the Van Graffs. They were behind burning these caravans, and they've got to answer for them. I'm gonna get some extra ammo, a few bottles of whiskey, and then show them how Cassidy's settle accounts.
There's another way. We can get evidence, let the NCR take them down.
NCR? Are you out of your fucking mind? That'd take years. And with the war with the Legion, no way they're gonna waste time running up the Crimson Caravan or the Van Graffs.
One would last longer and travel back west.
All right. If you poke around the Van Graffs and Alice, fine. But if I see either one go into their camp, I'm gonna start shooting, no matter what you find.
Okay, first and foremost, let's go over here. No, not there. You wait here.
I'll hold up here.
Yeah, run on up here. And time to steal from her safe. Yep, nope. Yeah, no. No. There we go. Yeah, you're a bitch. I'm gonna steal everything. And let's hack into here too. Okay. Yay. Yeah, may as well keep snooping. Are there any books in here is my next question. Because this seems like a place where they'd put a book. Skill book. Surprisingly, no. Eddie. Yeah.
That fiend leader shouldn't have messed with our great army.
I should double check the other houses, because again, skill books are great. Okay, you're not a real house. Okay. Take it as a nope.
Let's roll out then.
Okay, and to the Van Graffs, who are already dead from an unrelated incident that totally had nothing to do with me. Totally wasn't a botched security job. Nope. I wasn't there on security. I ain't never worked for them. Guilt. Okay. Okay. Cool, got some XP. Up. Okay. Okay. Boop. 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 Oh, that's actually rather valuable. Ooh, a sunset sarsaparilla. And get in. Okay, just a simple disengage lock. Meh. And now that those are taken care of, let's just do some looting. Ooh. Okay. Nope. Okay, try this. Oh, there we go. Ooh, pulse grenades. Nice. That's useful. Okay, let's see. Anything else that was locked on my first visit here? Man, that was so long ago. And I think about it, ooh-wee. Okay. Okay, yep. Yep, nothing in there.
If you say you're going to gather evidence, then kill the bitches anyway, at least tell me when you change your mind. Now, if you're done fucking around, let's set...
Lafferty might need to die. Unfortunately.
keeping quiet.
Okay. Assassination plan. Oopsie doopsie. Oopsie doopsie bombsy womsy. Okay, let's try bottle cap mine.
Let's get this in gear. Sitting tight.
Actually, hang on, Eddie. You should also wait over here. Stealth mission.
Hey.
Okay. Now let's see. Hidden. Hang on, I have a plan now. Stupidly devilish plan. Okay, let's wait for 8. See what time she gets into work. And nobody knew. Nobody knew it was me. It was the perfect crime. And a bottle cap mine, no less. Okay. Yes, sir. Okay.
Let's hit
Call
the
me
road.
and talk.
And that's it for the Crimson Caravan. Payback's a bitch, ladies. And between Gloria and Alice, that settles accounts as far as I'm concerned. Hope they're in hell right now, blinking, trying to figure out where they fucked up.
You alright?
Yeah. Yeah, I am. Never realized I had all that anger in me. Makes me wonder how much more I can settle with bullets. You know, when I first heard about them, I was so mad. But there was this little part of me that said, you can't do to them what they did to you. I say fuck that part. I feel purified. And I love the fact that there's no more loose ends.
Yeah, this is the bad ending, I'd say.
That's it. Except for one thing. Thanks. Not many people in my company would have done what you did for me without some hesitation or asking me to cool down. But you backed me. Even when the odds were against us. Words aren't enough, but thanks. Don't...
Okay. And that's her done. So, I will now dismiss her back to the 38.
Not sure who this friend of yours is, but if he's looking down on Vegas, he's either God or the moon. So, you talked to a big movie screen. Feeling like I'm walking down a yellow brick road and there's bad news at the end.
Well, in the meantime...
Does it come with its own death claw? Trust me, if you can't see it, something just as nasty's waiting. Whole lucky 38. The idea that there's this casino in the middle of a town of people, and only you're ever let inside, feels like other places I've been. Something that isolated from everyday folks starts to take on a bad shine.
Well, about that...
What? No mu- All right. Guess Vegas it is.
Okay. Now, I'm just going to quickly look up other companions, because there's... I plan on doing Boone last, partially because I feel like that probably involves tanking reputation with the Legion, which I plan to do last. So... Okay. Okay, Fallout New Vegas. Right, Tabitha. I forget about her. Okay. Okay. Or not Tabitha, Lily. God. Ugh. Heard that name earlier. Okay. Okay, let's see. Yeah, just go to Jacobstown, I suppose. Boop boop. Okay.
Don't you still have business with Dr. Henry? You and I are done.
And first off, let me put on some medicine boosting equipment. There we go.
Have you come to a decision on Lily?
There we go. Science 90. Use simulators night soccer brain.
That's brilliant. Simple yet elegant. I can't believe
No
I didn't
risk.
think of that. Is there something else I can do for you? Promising, but I won't be able to synthesize the drug anytime soon.
You're a scientist?
Yes, specializing in neuroscience, both human and canine. Of course, this lab is nothing compared to what I had when I was with the Enclave.
Canine neuroscience?
Cyberdogs and the like. It's not a field I work in much anymore.
You were in the Enclave?
Yes, but the leadership and I didn't see eye to eye, so I left. It was the right decision, since the Enclave's oil rig was destroyed not long after.
Okay.
Hey. Hey there.
Okay, and let's see what you have. Okay, nothing really.
Bye.
Okay, cool, cool. And now that that's done, I'm actually going to explore because I've never explored here. Some loot, some stealable. Some's takeable, some isn't. It's weirdly inconsistent, I guess.
Someone's watching me. I can feel it.
I don't really need bobby pins. Now, what am I saying? Of course I do. Okay. Ooh, pinball.
A cure for the Night Kid is supposed to be on the way.
Okay, anything else over here? No, not there. Nope. You're safe, and I don't want to open you.
Ah, Need to tighten up my vices again.
Okay. And nothing here.
I hope it will snow like that.
Ooh, sensor modules. Those can be useful. And some ammo. And that's it there. Okay. In that case, I will now return to Tabitha. Not Tabitha, ugh, Lily. Ugh, bleh.
Hello again, dear. It'd be lovely, dearie.
Yippee.
Hello again, dear. Such a curious little munchkin, aren't you? What do you want to know?
Tell me about yourself.
Oh, someone wants to hear Grandma's stories. What would you like to hear, pumpkin?
Where'd you come from?
I grew up in Vault 17. I never even saw the sun until I was 75 years old. That was when super mutants raided the vault and carried a lot of us off. Yes, Leo, I'm getting to that part. They made me one of them, and they put me to work in an army that was going to conquer California. A spy, sometimes an assassin. I killed a lot of folks for the Master. Yes, Leo, you helped too.
The Master?
Oh, he was a nasty man, dearie. You don't want to know about him. He was the one who made that super mutant army I told you about.
Who's Leo?
Leo is a very bad man, Pumpkin. Yes, you are, Leo. Don't try to deny it. He tells me to do things. Terrible things. And sometimes the medicine isn't enough to keep him quiet.
So he's the voice in your head?
You shouldn't say things like that where Leo can hear you, dearie. He doesn't like it.
Like know something else about you.
Oh, someone wants to hear Grandma's stories.
Where'd you get that sword?
This old thing? Oh, I scavenged it all.
Oh. Sorry, I was trying to get rid of something on the screen.
Thing? Oh, I scavenged it off a wreck in Klamath. Leo showed me how to make it all ready for chopping. Didn't you, Leo?
Okay. Sorry, just a sec. Okay. For some reason, just because this is in a minimized, not minimized, a non-full screen mode, because otherwise it doesn't work. Sometimes when I move my mouse in here and the computer also thinks that it's going elsewhere, it'll like interact with stuff. It's weird. It's weird. Boop, 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 boop. Okay. Now let's talk to the doctor. Sorry, I was just checking if there's an actual quest to have it marked off.
Hello.
Is there something else I can do for you?
Hello again, dear.
Okay. Well, I think that was a productive day. Yeah. Yeah. Next time, I think we will continue. We will finish up Lily's quest, and then maybe look into doing 2 other followers who I'm not entirely sure if I can fully do at the current moment, but we will see. Anyway, let me go ahead and save. There we go. And let me just move up and go boop, boop. Why won't I? Hang on a sec. There. Another weird technical bug. Again, I am not sorry for ending early. Yeah, because of that. Anyway, thank y'all so much for watching. As always, I've been Nick, that's short for Necromancer. Hopefully next week my voice will get better. And I won't be coughing as much. Here's hoping. Anyway, let's see. If you're watching this on Twitch, please give me a follow. If you are watching this on YouTube, please give me a like and subscribe. And comment down below why I can do better in the future. And no matter which platform you're on, maybe consider going over to the other platform to see the stuff that's over there. And yeah, that would help out a lot. Coming plans, next Monday, I'm going to be doing some more farming in Monster Hunter Wilds. And then Wednesday, we will continue exploring in Baldur's Gate 3. And then next Thursday, we will come back here and finish up Lily's quest line and maybe some other stuff. So, thank you so much for watching. You have been a pleasure to have. And let me go find someone to raid into. Boop. Boop. Okay. Tensei is playing Final Fantasy 16, no, which is a game that has been on my radar. I've wanted to play it for a while. Okay, well, let's go and say hi to him. So, thank y'all so much for watching, and I hope you have a great day. As always, bye!